Hello everyone. I want to make a quick video on some tips to when you're setting up your Refugium or your sump. Things I've learned since I put all this together, and I can't really change too much now that everything's bought and put together, but I have two returns. One pump feeding the tank out of the Refugium. I have other videos on the draining and supply lines, stuff like that. So that one goes. And then I added this one when I added my bioreactor, and neither pump has the sponge, so then it won't fit in the chamber I made, because originally I thought I just needed one return. So I wanted to bring that up because that chamber is too small for two pumps with the sponges to protect the motor. So I got this crate. Basically it's at Home Depot in the lighting section, and then I put the sponge on it, or not the sponge, but the filter media right there, and rubber band it to it, so that will trap most of the air bubbles, or almost all the air bubbles. I don't have any air bubble issues, but it'll trap that. It'll trap the debris before it goes and damages the pump. You know, it kind of buffers the water a little bit. Also, use the Miracle Mud. I have a lot of flow, so I added those rocks. I'll show you in just a minute. Back to the macroalgae right there. It wasn't growing for a long time. Probably the depth of the water. If you see those two lights, the other one's that macro glow light. I don't know the wattage, but it wasn't doing anything. I mean, it's good light. It just, my setup, the depth of the water is too deep. So I got this other light. It's working fine. The moisture so far is not an issue. I've went through a couple different bulbs though, so moisture might be getting to it sometimes, but they last, you know, several months. Gives me enough light. This is the third bulb. Oh, I bought two other bags of the macroalgae from the supplier, and it was just dying off. So it was a light issue. I kind of thought maybe there wasn't enough nutrients in the water to grow it, but that wasn't the issue. It was just the lighting part of it. So I have a lot of flow through Refugium. I put those rocks there because it would blow up the Miracle Mud from the bottom, and I'll show you the flow now. It's quite a lot of flow. Here's what it looks like. That's with a volume of water going over that. Eventually, after this whole setup was done, then I added the Aquamax bioreactor, and again it's just sitting on a crate with my heating temperature probes. That other that's a return to a canister filter for my carbon. I bought a mechanical filter for the carbon, so it pulls a lot through there and really helped out. There's the return to it. I always have the returns above the water, that way the power goes off. It breaks the siphon. Another thing it does, it disturbs the surface, so if there's anything floating around the surface of your water, it'll push that into the water, and then the filters can pick it up instead of it just floating on the water and building up and building up. I'll show you here. So it's got good flow. Over here is my protein skimmer. Alrighty, I just oh yeah, I wanted to mention, if you're setting up your Refugium, I've always heard to put the protein skimmer first, so you pick up. Oh, let me back up. Sorry about that. Here's my return, and way back there, in the hardest spot to get to in my whole setup, is the return filter sock. Run your pipes to where the filter sock's in the front and the protein skimmer's in the back. I change this every couple days, empty out that cup, and that is pretty much every day or every other day. So that's backwards on my setup. I should have put that in the front. I wanted to mention that. And then I have all this set up right here. So protein skimmer, I've always heard goes first in the first chamber. I've done it, this is the second chamber where I have all my metering, heating element, the bioreactor and stuff like that. I had this, I have a video on this. I haven't done a second part of it yet because it's not been 2 months, but they said, I seen on videos where you don't touch it for 2 months and then you see where you're at. Then you got to add a little bit if it's not enough, and if it's stripping everything out and you have like a reef and it takes out completely everything, then you might want to take a little bit out. But I just started out with half the dose for 100 gallon, and I'm just seeing where it's going to settle down at. Right now I just tested this morning with a Hannah. There's no phosphates, no detectable nitrates, but I do have algae, so they're still there, and I'm waiting for this thing to fully kick in. Alrighty, and here's some ideas, and this thing was kind of the main thought of the video, is I can change that easily, and it kind of gets out the air bubbles and gets out the buffer. So, and the pumps are sitting on some carbon filter or carbon media bags. That's about it. And those are two 9.5 mag drives. Alright, thanks for watching.